death row shirt, you know what I'm saying? Shit. It's time. It's time. This is long overdue. It's long overdue. I'm going to do it. I'm going to rant my ass off, okay? This is going to be a little bit different than the usual videos that you see on this channel. Typically, for the past, I don't know, I want to say like, it's been about 3 or so months, I've just been doing music reviews and reactions primarily. So it's a little bit different than that, but that's what we're going with, you know what I'm saying? And so if you're new to the channel, this channel is growing pretty well. It's still really new, not that many videos on it, but you know what I'm saying, it would be very much appreciated if you subscribed, left a like, leave a comment below if you kind of like this type of content, whatever. But let me get to what the content's going to be about first. Alright, I'm kind of jumping the gun, okay? So, like I said, we typically do reviews on here and reactions and stuff to music. But instead, I'm going to be lamenting. I'm going to be breaking down. I'm going to be ranting. Ranting is a good word. I'm going to be ranting about what I feel is the most disappointing, the most unreached potential in the music universe right now. I don't know if I want to say universe, but specifically like the rap world, okay? In the rap world, I'm going to be talking about what is extremely disappointing to me, okay? And I'm going to be ranting. I'm going to be ranting. It's probably going to go on for about 10 minutes or so. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go in. I'm going to go in. I'm going to go in. You know what I'm saying? Shit. So, let's break it down. Now, Top Dawg Entertainment, TDE, okay, is a music label. I'm sure many of you have heard of it if you're familiar with rap and stuff like that. If you're not, then I'm sure you're familiar with Kendrick Lamar, or SZA, or Schoolboy Q, or Rap-Soul, or J-Rock, or Seer, or Isaiah Rashad, or any of like the numerous artists that are on it. I'm sure you've heard of at least one of them. I mean, if not more than just two, then the two that you've probably heard of are SZA and Kendrick, okay? So, yeah, it's a record label. It's probably one of the only good record labels. It's not owned by some snooty, what's going on with the lighting? Hold up. Okay, the lighting fixed itself, but anyway, it's one of the only record labels that's not, like, super shitty with the way that they treat their artists and stuff, or maybe it is. I don't really know. I'm not any one of the artists or whatever. Also, sorry that my ears are so red. I just came from outside, it's kind of cold. Anyways, back to TDE. So yeah, Top Dawg Entertainment, right? And it's my favorite music label, right? But it's also my least favorite in the sense that these motherfuckers just they get me so ill. They get me so ill, okay? With just with the way that they do things, it's so frustrating, okay? Now, in terms of quality of music, I think they put out very, very, very good quality, typically speaking, right? I think some of the greatest rap albums of all time have come from TDE. And not even just rap, they've gone to R&B now with acts like SZA and Seer and Lance Skywalker and Zakari and one that I'm missing for sure. But they've gone to R&B too, kind of. They've gone to that kind of whole sphere of things. You know what I'm saying? So they drop great content, you know what I'm saying? They drop great content, right? But it could be so much better, and we could get so much more. Okay, so let me address my real problem with TDE as of right now, okay? It is the fact that, I'm just gonna start beating around the bush, it's the fact that we don't get no fucking music from TDE, like, ever, okay? Now, you could go in the argument of quality over quantity, right? That's what they try to preach. That's what they try to tell you. That's the lie that they feed you, okay? They feed you the lie of quality over quantity, okay? Now what if I told you that you could have your cake and eat it too? What if I told you that you could have quality and still produce albums in a quantity, at a decent quantity? You know what I'm saying? What if I told you that? I'm gonna give you examples, okay? Let me give you examples. Let me ease you into this. Okay? Alright. Now listen, right? For example, we'll use Kendrick Lamar, since all of you know about Kendrick Lamar. You all know who that is, you know what I'm saying, right? Now his debut album, I guess, is technically Good Kid, Mad City, but it's really Section 80. But it's just a mixtape. That's his first commercial release though on TDE, is Section 80, right? and he did great. You know what I'm saying? Had hits on it like ADHD, Ronald Reagan era, High Power, etc. You know what I'm saying, right? It's a great album. Okay, it's a great album. I personally give it like maybe an 8 out of 10 or so. It's great. You know what I'm saying, right? But wait, after Section 80 comes out in 2011, a year later in 2012, Good Kid, Mad City comes out, which is hailed and praised as one of the best rap albums ever. And it comes out just a year after this already good album. This already amazing album in Section 80. Good Kid, Mad City comes out a year later in 2012. Okay, are you following me? It seems like we can get quality and quantity from Kendrick Lamar, right? But hold up, right? Hold up. You know what I'm saying, right? So, on Good Kid, Mad City, in case you're unfamiliar with it, tracks like Swimming Pools, Drink, Money Trees, Mad City, Good Kid, fucking, I've heard of it, Poetic Justice with Drake, Backseat Freestyle, Bitch Don't Cut My Vibe. There's so many hits on that album, okay? And it's great quality. It's great quality. Not only is it popular, it's also has great quality, okay? Once again, now 3 years after that, from 2012 to 2015, but this was sort of 2015, we get To Pimp a Butterfly, which is hailed as one of the greatest albums of all time. Not even just rap, just one of the greatest albums. And I would agree with that. I think it's a 10 out of 10. Amazing, phenomenal piece of musicry. I don't know what the word is. Because it's great. It's great, right? It comes out 3 years later, so it's a pretty big gap, you know what I'm saying? But then a year after that, we get Untitled and Mastery, which are just kind of B-side cuts. So it proves that he had more good music than just the 16 or so tracks that were on T-Pab. So, okay. Then, in 2017, 2 years after T-Pab 2, we get Damn, which is another very popular commercial release that a lot of people like. Tracks like Humble on it, DNA, Duckworth, yada 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 yada. You get the point. So, my point in saying all this is that Kendrick Lamar produces albums at an average rate of an album every 2 years. You know what I'm saying? Give or take every 2 years, a good piece, a good project from Kendrick Lamar will drop. Okay? And he's never made anything bad. So every 2 years something comes out, and whatever comes out is typically good. Okay? Now I'll give you another example, alright? One take. Gotta hydrate. I'm talking a lot. Okay. Now, example number 2. It's gonna be with my favorite personal rapper, Ab-Soul. Okay? Now, Ab-Soul, he's a phenomenal lyricist, blase. You guys can do your research, okay? He released Long-Term Mentality, which is his first album, or Long-Term Mentality 2 is his first album. Long-Term Mentality 1 was like a mixtape, I think. I actually haven't listened to it. But Long-Term Mentality 2 is his first like major release. It's in like 2011, I think. Actually I was wrong. It's just Long-Term Mentality. I don't know, I thought it was 2, but anyways, Long-Term Mentality came out in 2011, okay? And it's a good album, A year after that, in 2012, we get Control System. Hailed by many as Ab-Soul's best project. Like, most reviews for it are very positive. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a 10 out of 10 album. That's just me personally, though. But I think it's a 10 out of 10 album. You know what I'm saying? Other reviewers have given it positive reviews. You know what I'm saying? Many people say it's the second best album on TDE in general. You know what I'm saying? Number 1 being T-Pab, number 2 being Control System. I would agree with that take. Here is this amazing piece of work a year after an already good piece of work. Sound familiar, right? Then 2 years after that, in 2014, we get These Days, which was subpar in most people's opinion. I think I agree with that. I think it's pretty mediocre, kind of just good. It's like a 6 out of 10 or so. But then 2 years after that, we get Do What Thou Wilt in 2016, which is another phenomenal album in my opinion. I'd give it another like a 9 out of 10 or so. It's really, really good in my opinion. It's really, really good. Okay. So, Yeah, right. You following me? You following me? And these are just TDE's best two acts in my opinion. That's why I'm using them as an example. But you can use Schoolboy Q too. Schoolboy Q releases an album about every 2 or so years or so. You know what I'm saying? So, point is, everyone in TDE releases albums on like a bi-yearly basis, give or take a year or two. You know what I'm saying? That's the rate in which they can produce bodies of work. Now, that was the average until 2017. After 2017, something changed. Something with TDE just, like a flip just got switched from on to off, okay? And everything changed when 2018 attacked, I guess, okay? So in 2017, we got a couple of good releases from TDE. We got Damn, and we got Control by SZA. I don't know if TDE released anything in 2018. I can't think of anything for the life of me. Now keep in mind, it's been 2 years since Kendrick dropped, because he dropped in 2017. It's been 2 years since SZA dropped. She dropped in 2017. And same for J-Rock. It's been, and they usually perform on a bi-weekly or bi-yearly basis. You know what I'm saying? It has also been 3 years since Ab-Soul has dropped anything in 2019. Okay, whatever. I mean, maybe it's just taking his time or whatever. I don't know. It's also been 3 years since Isaiah Rashad has dropped anything. Okay. So yeah, because they both dropped in 2016. 2020 rolls around, and COVID happens, but still, no new works from Ab-Soul, no new works from Isaiah Rashad, no new works from Kendrick, SZA, J-Rock, etc. Nothing. Schoolboy Q, nothing. It's been like 3 years from then. Actually, hold up. Let me take y'all through how bad it really is, okay? So, Ab-Soul is coming up on 5 years since he has last released music. Kendrick is coming up on 4 years. It'll be 4 years in April since Damn came out, okay? SZA is coming up on 4 years as well. Isaiah Rashad is coming up on 5 years as well. Same with Ab-Soul. J-Rock's coming up on 4 years. What the fuck? What's going on? What's going on? What is going on? Why? I mean, I can see the argument is that, oh, maybe they couldn't release stuff last year because they want to postpone things because of COVID, so they can then go on tour, you know, and have like a big release maybe. But it's just like, what y'all fail to realize is the fact that Ab-Soul probably has 2 whole bodies of music just like saved up, just from the amount of time that y'all have given him. Y'all have given him double or more than double what his usual length of time between projects is. Like, if we go off based off the previous metric of an album every 2 years, Ab-Soul should have 2 albums done by now. He should have 2. And same shit for Isaiah Rashad. If he can produce in, which I mean, I think Sylvia Demomatic came out in 2013 or 2014, so I don't know, it's a little bit up in arms. But still, like, if both of them can make albums every 2 years, which I think is pretty reasonable, you know what I'm saying? Both of them should have saved up by now 2 whole albums. 2. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to say maybe Ab-Soul has an album and a half, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe just 1 whole album and then an album that's halfway finished, that's fine. Release an EP. You don't have to always release fucking albums. Release an EP. You know what I'm saying? Because as of right now, as of 2021, as of February 26th, 2021, people have forgotten. Okay? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to talk about, you know, or like the argument is that maybe people will, you know, like you want to be able to go on tour or whatever and make all this money from the album. People have forgotten, dude. People don't know who you niggas are anymore. It's been too long. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, of course Kendrick can still come back and perform at the same level. And SZA probably can too, because they're just that big of stars. And Schoolboy Q, you know, it's debatable, even though he's been dormant. I mean, Schoolboy Q hasn't been dormant for long enough. You know what I'm saying? But Ab-Soul, Isaiah Rashad, they've been dormant for 5 years. Ab-Soul has only released 1 single, or maybe 2 singles since his last full-length album, which was 5 years ago, coming up on 5 years ago. Same shit for Isaiah Rashad. You know what I'm saying? Niggas have forgotten. Niggas have forgotten, bro. They don't know who y'all are anymore. So, like, it's been too long. So any of the, you know, commercial value that you would get from being able to have a big album release, and waiting until COVID is over and then being able to go on tour, it's negated. It's probably about as even as it would be if you would just release at a normal rate. Because niggas have forgotten, bro. Like, bro, if I went and talked to any of my friends and I was like, hey, hey, bro, listen to your Absol, they'd be like, Absol? You know what I'm saying? I haven't heard that name in fucking 5. If I went to any of my friends and I said, hey, bro, you listen to the new Isaiah Rashad? They'd be like, Isaiah Rashad? I haven't heard that name since the Sun's tirade 5 years ago. And I'd be like, yeah, you haven't. So, yeah, I've taken up too much of your guys' time at this point. And it's just so annoying to me because I love Top Dawg. I love their artists. They are also talented. I think Absol is he is a top 10, 20, 25 rapper of all time. I think he's amazing as far as just like pure like skill goes. It's ridiculous how much skill is in this man. Same for Kendrick. A lot of people would argue Kendrick is the GOAT. Most people, if not all, would put him top 10 all time as far as rappers go. SZA is a great R&B act. Scopy Q is incredibly entertaining. J-Rock is incredibly entertaining. Isaiah Rashad has potential beyond like all else. But the problem is that this guy was just starting off his career. He's only like 20, 27 years old or so. And 5 of those years in his prime have been wasted just waiting to drop some shit. But yeah, that's been my rant. I could talk about the shit for forever, and I'm not going to. But yeah, this has been my rant. It's been your boy, Big Brandon. Please like, subscribe, all that shit. Share it with your friends. You know what I'm saying? Leave a comment about who I should rant about next, because I mean, I'm pretty good at ranting. This has been all. I'll see you guys later. Peace.